Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am really excited today because we are trying out some new makeup. Some things I picked up myself, some I received in a subscription box, but we have some things to try, like the Huda Beauty Empowered palette as well as the lip kit. I have the new Haus Labs foundation and the powder. I am so excited for today's video. So you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see how I got this look using the new product sitting in front of me, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, I'm really excited to be filming this because I've tried to film this already once, and the morning that I was supposed to film it, we had actually lost power in the house. The whole neighborhood actually, because someone had actually hit the power pole and knocked it down. But we have ups throughout the house that Luke has set up, and they charge throughout. They have some sustained battery life. As soon as I started to film, I think I made it into talking about the palette we're going to use today, and it was done. So we're actually going to jump into the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. I didn't get to swatching it last time, and we're actually going to dive into it together. Packaging is really pretty. It's got the gold and it's just got the digitized picture behind it. It's quite interesting. Of course, there is a mirror in here, and then this is the color story. Quite a few shimmers, some mattes. These are supposed to be water activated liners, I think. And then there's one shade that's really interesting. It's got like the shimmer plus like a gel in the center of it. This one right here. So I'm interested. We're gonna swatch and see what this is all about. Okay, so I already swatched the first 4 shades. I have some thoughts already. This first shade is Courageous. Such a luscious purple. This actually has kind of a shift to like a goldish brown. Quite interesting, but I don't think it's really picking up on camera. Then you have Limitless. This actually felt really gritty and chunky in the pan. So I'm interested to see how it swatches, or if we use this shade, how it feels. Then you have Charisma, which is also like a glitter gel metallic. This was much smoother than Limitless and also very foiled. And then you have Manifested. This was that gel shadow hybrid, and it came off kind of chunky. I don't know if you can see it. I do, of course, want to swatch these on the back of my hand and just kind of see what they look like. Okay, quite different than the finger swatches. And for the most part, like the glitter did come off all the way. Very foiled. This does still seem a little like chunky. I don't know, it blends out nicely, like it doesn't feel like a gel. Interesting. But then these are very smooth and not as chunky as they had been. Interesting. I'm all kinds of confused with these colors now. Okay, the last 3 shimmers. This one is Bold Moves. This one was very fine and buttery smooth when I picked it up. And it's a lighter gold with darker gold glitter in it. More bronzy, I guess. Then you have Do It, which is a copper shade. And then Visionary, which was that marbled shade on the bottom row, and blended together kind of has like a reddish orange hue. So we'll go ahead and swatch those right there. These gold shades are stunning. Very fall vibes on this palette. Okay, looking at this color story, I think I have an idea of how I want this to look, and I'm hoping it turns out that way, but we will see. I think I'm gonna dip into Keep Going for my first shade, place that in the crease in the outer V just to give us some sort of shape. I've actually been really enjoying tan on the outside and then a darker shade on the interior of the eye. And it's just been giving me very fall vibes. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Confident. And this one I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty compacted smudge brush. I picked up quite a bit. It looks more of like a chocolatey brown shade. I'm gonna place this right here. Okay, I think that's a good start for right now. Now we're gonna pop into Visionary. That shade is really pretty. It's the marble shade that I picked up. This one's gonna go all over the eye. I did pick it up on a dry brush just to place it. No extra product, just brushing this forward a little bit. I'm gonna pick up Bold Moves, and I'm just gonna pick it up on my pointer finger. I'm not gonna dip in like, that might have been too much, but I'm only gonna slightly place this. I don't want it too heavy on the eye. Very subtle, just a little bit of gold on there. Okay, so I have some other new items that I picked up, or some items that I received in my subscription boxes. Now, I have been trying out already the Haus Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I wasn't planning on it. I was originally gonna film it as a first impressions and then everything with the power, and I just wanted to try it out because I have been waiting to try this. So I don't feel bad about trying out a new primer because I already have an idea of how I feel about this. So this actually came in a subscription box. This is the Skin Inc. Serum Glow Filter, the Hydro Micro Capsule, and it still has a little like beads in it. I'm gonna go with two pumps? That doesn't seem right. This is a lot of pumps just to get a small amount. We're gonna see how it feels. It felt amazing on my hands when I tried it in the subscription box unboxing. And it still feels really nice. I think I said last time that it doesn't have a scent. It has a light scent. But I'm interested to see how it looks under this foundation. It actually feels really nice. It's kind of tacky. I don't know that I need more. Let's see. I have been using the Tarte Timeless with the other primer that I've been using underneath this foundation. So I'm not sure if I need to add it. It doesn't look like I do. I'm just gonna stick with this primer. This does feel good though. All right, and then I have this in the shade 300 Medium. So far, I like how this goes on. I think I have too dark of a shade. So I kind of do half a pump for each of my cheeks, small pump, and then kind of like a half pump for my forehead. See, I guess it doesn't, I don't think it's that off of a match. I think because I have a tan and I'm not used to having a tan. I've only started like having a pretty decent tan this summer. And I did have to go into work today, so I did have my makeup on before I filmed. And then I took it off so that we could film together and go through the products. I like how my skin looks with powder. It does tone down a little bit. It's not a bad shade match. The one thing that I did notice, and I tried to shade match at Sephora, they were sold out of it on Sephora, so I actually bought it from the Haus Labs website. But compared to the other foundations that I use, they didn't actually have like a true match. And it wouldn't even give me suggestions. So I kind of had to match myself. But I don't usually have that issue with Sephora. So far, since I started using this foundation, I do really like it. And I've been using my Maybelline Superstay concealer with it, and it has been beautiful. I also have the powder for it. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how the primer looks underneath it, or how my foundation looks on top of the primer. Today I'm a little backwards. All right, and then I just picked up the translucent powder. With this component, I'm not a huge fan of these types of components. If I use a brush in the net, it picks up fine, but with a sponge, it's a little more difficult, and it's not my favorite way to apply the powder. It looks nice once I get out of the component, but that's just how I feel. I have the shade 15 in the Superstay from Maybelline. I did have to get a darker color. I think I used to have 10, but that was when I was like super pale. I will say though, if this is how her foundation and powder is, I'm excited to see what her concealer is like when she launches it. Okay, and then into the powder. Even without the Tarte Timeless, my pores right here are so smooth. I mean, we'll see. I still have the rest of the day to see how it performs and looks. See, it just doesn't, I don't feel like it picks up a lot. Oh, see, it did fall into those lines right there. That sucks. I don't have that issue with the Tarte Timeless though. We'll see how it performs over time. If I can take that sifter out, I think it'd be okay. So far I like it, but we have the rest of the makeup to do. All right, let's dive back into the palette and finish off this eye. Okay, I think I'm gonna change it up under the eye. I like the peach up here, but I kind of want to dip into another shade. I'm going to use Rebel, and just on a tiny smudger, pick that up and place it underneath. I'm going to go into the shade Big Dreams and just keep that more towards the exterior. And then going back into Confident. Now, I'm not great at gel liner, but I do want to try them out. So I have a little liner pencil. We're gonna see. And I thought these were water activated. They're not. They're gel liners. It's a gel liner hybrid. Just reading is fundamental. It's actually up here. And when I finally read it, I figured it out. All right, we're gonna try it. I'll see if I like it, and if not, I always have my liquid liner quick and readily on hand. Okay, we'll see. Okay, it feels like it's really easy to use. See, I'm just not, I'm not good at this. It could also be my brush. I like the other brushes from Laura Lee. It just, I'm pretty sure it's operator error. I see it. I know it's there. But I don't know about this. I can see it. I'm just not getting like, it's not horrible. It's just not my favorite. I don't even know what that voice was. You guys, have you started putting out your fall stuff? I'm way behind. But I do have the Sand and Fog White Pumpkin Diffuser that I got at Home Goods. That smells amazing. All I can smell is pumpkins and cinnamon right now. Okay, I know I have to do it on this side as well. It's not horrible. It's not my favorite. I'm just not a gel liner kind of girl. And I'll probably put some liquid eyeliner over this. But we tried it. I'm gonna do it on this side. And I'll be back. Okay. I may have changed my mind about the gel liner. It grew on me when I was able to actually like get in the mirror and mess with it. It went on fine. I don't know if it dried down. I'll try it out here in a little bit. I'm kind of nervous to touch it and see if it dried down, but by the time I'm done with the rest of my makeup, it should be fine. I did forget that I needed to do my inner corner. Oops. I just don't know that the eyeshadow palette needed 2 liners, because even for me, I love to play around with makeup. I'm doing makeup sometimes twice a day just to do a tutorial for you guys or just try out new makeup. But for a person that isn't comfortable with a gel liner or isn't willing to get out of their comfort zone, I feel like that's wasted space. And I would have rather like another matte shade or shimmers in place of the gel liner. But that's just me. That's just my humble opinion. Anyways, let's do the rest of this. So I do have from one of the subscription boxes the PYT Beauty Faux Sun Bronzer in Bali. Now, I know when I looked at this, when I swatched it, without the shimmer, it just had one shade, and then mixed together, it had a different shade. I can't remember which was which, but we're gonna try it out. And I don't know if it's like my contour shade, but I'm gonna try that too. It's not bad, it's not horrible. I feel like I could use this. Now, I think I'm gonna mix the two for bronzer and see what it looks like. Okay, for blush, I have the Ofra Sitting Pretty palette. This actually has 2 shades in here, and I think I'm gonna play with this one. Ooh. May have been a little heavy-handed. Just need that to melt into the skin. We're just gonna dip in slightly over here. Now there is a highlighter in here, but I also picked up one from Profusion. I saw this at Walmart and I was like, let's try this one out. This is Flare. Let's see. Ooh, this is also gonna go in the inner corner. It feels like a gel to cream. It kind of feels like a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter. That's exactly what it feels like. It's not really picking up on the brush. Like, it kind of is if I mash it in there. But it definitely picks up on my finger. Okay, now I need some brows. The waterline needs some liner and mascara, and then I have the lip kit from Huda Beauty as well. So I'll come back for that. Okay, I almost forgot that I had a setting spray to try out. This is the Toy Factory Super Set Hyaluronic Acid Setting Spray. I tried this briefly on the subscription unboxing, but I figured we would try it today. Okay, that is like a blast in the face of water. Wow. That's not light at all. I do like to press it in after. Wow, it is all over my table too. If you need it done quickly, this will just your entire face. Okay, so we have the lip set, which I always love the tins they come in. They're just lips. All right, so we have the Power Bullet Matte Lipstick in Interview. I love the gold packaging. I really like this aesthetic. We have the Silk Balm in Bold Gold. And then we have the Lip Contour 2.0 in Pinky Brown. Love the lip contours. They're so easy to use. I have the one in Muted Pink. And I do like that it's just a twist up. Plus you've also got the sharpener in the bottom. All right, so this is the Pinky Brown. And then this is the Power Bullet. Okay, so far, I really like this. Now let's see what it looks like on the lips. Okay, and see, I didn't actually think I was gonna purchase this. I'm glad I did, because it's definitely a shade that I gravitate towards. I really like this for the fall. My nude shade for the fall, my very bold red, is something else. But I think this is a good addition to my lip collection. Now, we do have the lip balm. I do like these. I don't know if I want to put it on top of this. This one has an interesting scent. I mean, it's pretty. It didn't ruin it. It's just, I liked it when it was matte better. But it feels really nice on the lips too. Okay, you guys, this is the final look. And I really like how it turned out. The palette itself, I really like the aesthetic. I'm not a huge fan of like gold, but this packaging is really pretty. And then the color story, such beautiful shades, very fall, very like oranges and deep color tones. I really like how my eye turned out. And like I said, I wasn't so sure about the gel liners. I did take my word back on that. I do like how it turned out later after I was able to actually get in the mirror and not try and like freehand it myself. But they did dry down when I went to go, not completely, but when I went to go put my waterline liner on, it didn't transfer to the upper lid. So I do appreciate that. Now, I'm interested to see how it lasts because like I just showed you, it didn't completely dry down, but it dried down most of the way. I could go in there with a black eyeshadow and put that on top of there, but that's, I kind of feel like the whole point of a liner is to just stay put without extra help. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you're trying to pick this up, if you like the color story, if it doesn't speak to you. I want to know if it's something that you're trying to add to your collection or why you're passing on it. But I do like this because a lot of the palettes that she's had recently have been more of like the pinky vibes. This is more of like a dark color story that I really enjoy. So I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad it's in my collection. I do like Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palettes. The lip collection, the liner and the lipstick, absolutely will be grabbing for this all fall. And then the Silk Balm, I don't necessarily put them on top of my lipstick all the time, but I do keep them in my purse or my jacket at work just to reach for, to keep my lips hydrated. But I tend to like my lips to be more matte. It's just preference. But I do like the little lip kit that came with it. Now, I have some thoughts. So the Skin Ink Primer, I used it for the first time today, but I have been using the Haus Labs foundation as well as the powder, and I like these two together. I also like it with the primers that I have used in the past, which I've been using the No Problem Prime Essence along with the Tarte Timeless Smoothing, which is what I tend to switch to in the winter, so I get more hydration with this. But with this primer, I'm noticing right here where I was like, oh cool, it hasn't sank into my pores. It has started to fall in right through here in the T-zone area. And then earlier it sank into my lines, which I patted out, they have sank back into it. So if anything, it might be still using this underneath and then adding the Tarte Timeless on top. If that's the thing that I've got to do, I tend to do it anyways because my pores are just, it's how it goes. But otherwise, like the rest of it looks really nice through here and it looks smooth. It's really just the more porous areas. Like even my nose is smooth. It's right here. So that's just my own insecurities on pores and lines and getting older, but whatever. I do like the foundation and the powder. I have used it with another primer and I can't remember which one it was. Oh, I think it was the Olivia Palermo. I love that with other foundations. I don't like it with this. It kind of did the same thing that this one did, which like sank into the lines and everything. But that's the thing, is when you find the right primer and foundation combination, like your skin will look flawless. And I am always trying out new things. I'm always switching up my primers, seeing which ones work best with different foundations. That's just the fun of loving makeup and trying out new things. And I love doing that with you guys. A couple other things that I had from subscription boxes or picked up randomly. These two right here. So 𝐂𝐓 Sitting Pretty, the blush. I know that I already like the highlighter, which is Soho. This palette is super cute. Going lightly. I went in heavy-handed. I had to blend it out and tone it down a little bit just because I got overzealous with the blush, but I was able to blend it out and make it cohesive. And then the Faux Sun Bronzer from PYT, really liked this. I think that it worked really nicely as contour and then just in the hairline, just bronzing up the exterior. And then the last thing, this right here. This is the Profusion Candlelight Ritual Highlighter in Flare. This is literally a Super Shock highlighter. If you look at it, it looks exactly like my Super Shock highlighters from ColourPop every time I use them. They don't like to pick up on a brush. They work perfectly with a finger and then blending them out with the brush. This, beautiful. I may or may not have made it look a little bit streaky, but that's whatever. I think it's a really pretty shade. It looks really nice on the inner corner and the brow bone. But you guys, I really like how my look turned out. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are there any products that you're trying out or you want to get or you just aren't in the mood for? Let me know your thoughts. I'm interested in hearing what you have to say. But you guys, before you leave, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until my next video, you guys, bye. And I'll see you in the next one.